Hey, what's up? Tonight I'm going to show you how to remove virtually every charge off from your credit report yourself using the credit sweep method. Now, here's the deal. I'm going to give you this presentation for free, but make sure to watch to the end of the video because I'm going to show you periodically where to actually access it instead of you just jumping to the end of the video, which that's not going to work. Now, make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so, smash that like, and share this video with someone that you think it might help. All right, so this is the advanced dispute flow. Now, here's the deal. A lot of people think that all you have to do is send out one round of disputes and whoa, that's it. Your negative items come off. That's not how it works. You see, there's very specific things that we need to say in our letter for this to work. You see, we have big guns, little guns, and squirt guns when it comes to using dispute reasons. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I actually have a checklist that'll maximize your disputes, and it even shows you the exact formula that I use to remove any negative item, not just charge-offs. I'm talking about collections, foreclosures, repossessions, charge-offs, late payments, student loans, bankruptcies, judgments, tax liens, you name it. If it can be disputed, this is the exact formula that I use. So these two things go hand in hand, and I am going to link this down in the description. So let's just go over this part really quick. We use the Agero formula, and that is, it is action, justifier, element, reason, and outcome. And all you do is just very simply take the credit report information and plug it in. You see, that's the beauty to the way that I dispute for my clients, factual based disputes. You see, we're not just coming up with things and sending hardship letters and goodwill letters and disputing online and sending 609 letters. And by the way, 609 doesn't work, and I'm going to tell you why right now. Guess what Section 609 is for? It's not for contracts and wet signatures and anything else like that. It's for you to request a copy of your credit report by law. Wow. Who would have thought? Has nothing to do with signatures or anything else like that. All right. So keep this in mind when you're sending out letters that look like you're trying to be an attorney, because you're not. Neither am I. All right. So when you send this type of dispute, you're going to maximize your ability to get these things removed because we're using what the bureaus, the creditors, and the collectors are reporting. And here's an example. If you take a look at this account, you're going to see that the date last active is different. The date last paid is different. We have activity in the payment history after the account was closed. How can that possibly be? It can't. And that's why we're using this exact information to get these things removed. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about when I say factual disputes and the credit sweep process. So if we jump over into this presentation, you're going to see the inverted dispute reason pyramid. And at the top of it, it tells you the exact dispute reason that you want to use to remove charge-offs, okay? So rounds 1 through 5, we're using date last active, date of last payment, notice of dispute, monthly payments on charge-offs, collections, we're going to use late and past dues and status update, date reported. Now, rounds 4 plus, now we're dealing with the stuff that doesn't really matter unless it's blatantly inaccurate, such as balance, payment history, high balance, past due, method of verification, transferred, sold, so on and so forth, right? And then these are the things that you just don't even want to bother with unless it is your last resort. And that's going to be open date, type, terms, comments, status detail, pay and account, limit, and account number. Now, where you want to first go to access this is actually going to be on my bio links page, right? I don't know what to call this yet. So you're very simply going to go to bio.my740.com, bio.my740.com, and make sure to stay a little bit longer because I'm going to show you where to click to go get this. All right, so here's the deal. When we're writing our dispute, there's very specific things that we want to follow, and I'm going to show you a dispute flow that you can use. And this is specifically for charge-offs, all right? So we have round 1, date last active. And if we're going to challenge, that would be request for investigation. And we can also send out our collector disputes if we have any of that for validation of debt round 1. All right. So because we're only talking about charge-offs, we're going to get rid of that bottom row. Okay. So our request for investigation is going to go at the top of our letter. You know, the text right there, it's going to say, please investigate the following information, blah, blah, blah. And then in your actual disputed account section, you're going to put the creditor name, like capital 1, the account number, like 517805, and you're very simply going to plug in your information like this. right here on our big idea and our next steps. And we're very simply going to say, delete this account for, inaccuracy because the date last active is inaccurate. Okay, we're starting with, again, the big guns. Our second round could be possibly date last paid or our notice of dispute, but this is something that you can follow consistently for every single charge off. Now, if you have multiple charge offs, you can't say the same thing for every single account. You need to find something different about them. 2 is fine, but 3 or more, no, you are not going to be able to remove them by disputing the same thing on each of them. Okay, so round 3 would be payment history. Round 4, status update, and that's where you prove that they did not even do an investigation. Round 5 is date of first delinquency. Now, here's the thing. On round 3, we're also doing a challenge for their failure to enter the notice of dispute. And I'm just going to look around my camera real quick. On round 2, that's when we can actually ask for the method of verification while we're also disputing, the date last paid or whatever your second round dispute is. All right. And I actually did give a broken down detail of what type of dispute reasons would be like detailed, general, listed, and incorrect. And then I'm going to show you another one here. And this is really where it gets into a lot of stuff. It's going to show you with round 1, if you start at date last active, where you would go next. So if they come back and say that it's verified, where you're going to go next. If there's no response, where you're going to go next. This, my friend, is absolute gold. So when you go to bio.my740.com, you're very simply going to click on this first app right here, what says free downloads, and it's going to be right there. Okay. And I don't want for you to go yet because there's a little bit more that we need to talk about, but this is really, really, really simple when you follow this formula. Okay. So I don't want for you to get lost not understanding how to dispute or anything else like that. I will be coming out with a checklist that explains exactly what to look for each account type. And this was actually requested or recommended, I guess, as a idea for a product and video by a subscriber. So thanks for the recommendation. I will be creating that for you. So this is going to help you be able to remove charge-offs and other account types, but specifically virtually every charge-off from your credit report, because it gives you not only an action plan, but a roadmap to be able to do this, and even goes further into how to use factual-based disputes to remove those specific negative items. Now, again, you have to understand that there's more than just one round. There's more than just one letter. Okay. These things are not meant to come off your credit report. They are meant to stay on there. They're meant to, keep your, they're meant to keep your scores low, and they're meant to keep you subprime, okay? Because you have to remember that the bureaus are in the business of making money off your information, all right? So if you have questions about this, post it down in the comments, head over to and access that presentation for free. Or if you need my help and you want to see if I can do this for you, use the link at the top of your screen, my740.com, and I'll see if I can help. All right, so that is it for today on how to remove virtually every charge off from your credit report yourself for free. I will see you